Hello everybody, welcome to Delft Junction again. Hope everybody had a brilliant start of 2024. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to attempt my retaining wall in the station. I'll show you what it's like in a minute. I was going to use this stuff to build it with. It's MDF, but it's very short, and I would have to build something up underneath to bring it up a bit. So what I've plumped for is the wheels kit, the wheels like brickwork. Don't know if you can see that properly. It's OO gauge, HO gauge, and what you basically do is, well, what I'm going to do, I'll need about that much, so it'll be about that much. So I should get two sections out of one sheet. And eventually very watered down sort of ivory type paint to bring out the mortar in the bricks. Still waiting for the paint to come, so I can't do that just yet, but that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if you can see that properly, but you can see the brickwork in it, not so much as the other stuff that's got bigger bricks in it. Would have liked that, but it's smoother as well, so it wouldn't pick out the mortar. So that's probably, like, the wheels kit's probably the best way to go. But I'm going to start doing it and show you the progress as you go along. But I'll show you what I'm going to do anyway. Right, this is it. This is the paper stuff. I've never liked this ever since I've done it, but it's when I first done the layout. This is polystyrene, big blocks of polystyrene along here, and I've just done this like paper type stuff. You know, I think I got that probably from Metcalf. I've never liked it ever since I've done it, so I'll be cutting it all along here. Then using that wheels kit brick, bring it up, and it should be able to go all the way along here. Gonna have to pull everything away, get rid of this like on the edge here. I'm going to try and do it so I don't have to move anything. So move the old lorry back over, get things out the way. You know, and it should be okay. So I've got quite a bit sort of like there, all got to be moved, but shouldn't be a problem. See how it goes. So I'm going to cut all this off along here, remove all this, bring it back to the polystyrene again, then just glue the wheels kit brickwork along here after I've done all the like the mortaring type thing, and see how it goes. Okay, there you go. That's all that removed down there. So there's a little bit of damage, got to repair. Then once I get the old retaining wall up there, all along here, a little bit of damage down here, but at least it come off. Didn't realise how well I stuck it down. Stuck it down quite well. It's still okay, still gives a firm base for the new brickwork to go up. And I'll start doing that, yeah, once I get my paint work, or get my new paint coming. So I've still got to pick a few bits out, but get that all down there, and it's going to look a bit better. Looks a lot different than it did last time, though, doesn't it? Okay, and I'll show you how I cut those cards up, those wheels kit cards. Right, folks, just going to cut this wheels up now and get, I don't know if you can see the pencil marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all the waste you get on it. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sections out of it. Quite easy stuff to cut. Show you it is cut. It's pretty good, really. Give it a couple of slices with the old hobby knife. I can get it in right. Yeah, it's not moving. Right. Get a couple of slices. Just give a couple of slices and it should break. Yep, breaks off. All you've got to do, just clean it up a bit when it's broken. That's it. I don't know whether you can see the brickwork, but when you get the paint on it for the mortar and that will pop out. You know, so it should be alright. I'll show you what it's like when it's just offered up. This is only offered up, it's not set or nothing like that. But I'll show you what it's like. Obviously this has all got to be repaired and have all foliage put up. But once it's all set and done properly, it's all going to have supports up there where the joins are, so it looks like realistic supports. And see how it goes. And these just cut up like that. When it's all done, get the old paint on it. Hasn't come yet though. And I'll show you what it's like then. Right, folks, I'll show you what I haven't shown you what it's like, what the stuff is yet. It's the wheels kit. It's HO and OO brickwork. It's mainly used for tunnel walls, tunnel mouths and that. But I'm using it for my retaining wall. Say if it doesn't work, then no harm in going over again with something else, is there? But I thought I'd give it a go anyway. Anyway, that's what it is. If you're interested in it, got it from eBay. So see how it goes. Okay. Right, folks. What I've done now is I've cut all my bits out, all my sections, all sections, and it's now time to glue them together. And what I'm going to do is the top bit has to be straight. I'm not bothered about the bottom bit because you can cover it up with foliage and gravel and whatever, so you can hide the odd bits. But the top bit has to be straight. Because what I've done, cut these bits out. These are the bits supposed to go out the middle, and also I've got these cappings which go on top of the wall. Eventually, sort of go on top like that. And these are Metcalf, or the cappings for the buildings that they use. They come in bits like this. You bend them, or when you got on the Metcalf bits, you bend them over, and they sit on top of the building. What I've done is I've cut them in half, so you got thinner bits, and they're the cappings for the wall. So don't waste any of the Metcalf stuff. It all comes in handy. But what I'll do is get something flat and offer the sections up to the bit of wood or whatever you're using to make it flat. Then once that's flat, the top bit has to be straight, offer a support up in the middle and glue it together with a bit of Yoo-hoo glue, and that will be one bit done. So I'll get a bit of Yoo-hoo glue, Yoo-hoo, good old stuff. Oh, I use this because it's not, sometimes with the polystyrene it does burn it, but with plastic and card, it works out lovely. So a bit of Yoo-hoo glue each side, making sure the top is level. Oh, I've got a bit over that, don't want that on there. The trouble with Yoo-hoo glue, you get spider webs on it. You've got to be a bit careful with it. So you get the support and just glue it on. Making sure it's all level. And you do that all the way along. Just hold it down so it sets a little bit. Try and keep the glue off the wall. Sort of see that there. It will set eventually. I mean, if it comes down to it and it doesn't go right, you can always unpick it and do it again. No problem. And that will take a bit of time to set. And you just go along doing that all the way along. But, so that's going to take a little bit of time to set, but you go all the way along with that. You put another section on there. Get another support and glue that on. Make sure it's straight at the top. Put another section in there so you can see the bricks going the right way. Don't know if you can see the brick. It's hard to see on the camera. I don't know what you can see it, but believe me, the brick is there. And once the old mortar starts going on, start painting the mortar on, they should stand out a bit more. So make sure the top's level again. Then just glue the next section on. And you'll keep going like that. A bit more yoo-hoo. I say, I use it a lot, yoo-hoo glue, but I mean, it's just the spider's webs that you keep getting on it. And if you get it over your buildings and that, it does show. But when I glue it to the polystyrene on the station wall, I might use Copydex because it's a gentle glue, and if you need to take it off, you can take it off. See, another spider's web. So you get the support, all support, and you just connect them together, making sure it's straight at the top. Once that's straight, get the bit of glue off. It's going to be washed anyway over the top with the paint. And I'll bring the mortar out, so I'm not too bothered if there's a little bit of glue on it. Make sure it sets. So it takes a bit of time to set, and once it's set, it should be okay. So the bottom bit, as I said, I'm not too bothered with that. So just put a bit of weight on top, that'll hold that down. And it takes a bit of time, but it's worth doing properly. Just hold that down. Gonna leave those two bits there. I just wanted to show you how it's going, and I'll show you when it's on the next stage. Okay. Right, we're gonna paint the brickwork, try and get the mortar out a little bit. What I'm using is this acrylic paint. It's buff colour, and all I want is for it to bring the mortar out a little bit. It's quite difficult. You're not painting the brickwork, you just want the mortar. I only use a little bit of paint, very watered down. Let's see if it comes up. Very water and you just wipe it off afterwards. It's better when the paint dries. I mean, obviously if it doesn't come up the way you want, then you just redo it again. So I'm only doing 4 sections at a time, so learning as I go along. Doesn't want to be anything really bright or anything, it's just like mortarish, bring the mortar out. That's too much paint on that one, so I'd get that down a little bit. Plenty of water on. So it's just trial and error, just keep going till you do it. Other people seem to have no problem doing this, but probably been doing it for years. I don't know if you can see what's happening now. I'm not bothered about the bottom bit. It's the top bit that's got to be straight. Don't know if you can see that. It's bringing the mortar out a little bit. Just keep going. If you don't like it, then you go over it again. And if you don't like it again, you go over it again. Just keep doing it till you know it's to your satisfaction. Whatever you want to do, whatever you like. If it's something you like, then that's good enough, isn't it? I'll just do the last bit, and that's this section done then. I'm just doing it, trying it really watered down at the moment. See if that works. And just go over it and dab it off afterwards. Lightly, because I'm going too hard. And of course, when the paint dries off, it'll be better when it dries off. It's wet at the moment, so it's going to look a bit bold and out there sort of thing. That one's gone a bit better. It's just very faint colouring. That's all you want. And what I'm probably going to do is put a bit of green at the bottom for the mossy bits. Make it look a bit more realistic. As I said, I wanted, I would have liked arches along, but it's such a small space that it looks stupid if I put arches on that wall. If it was a taller wall, then it'd be good. Just make it stand out a little bit. Don't know if you can see that, if it makes any difference to it. And it just looks like a wall that's been there a few years. Okay, we'll come back to that later anyway. Right, that's all the sections done now. Should be all I need for the entire wall. I've done that. You can see how the brickwork's come out though. It sort of made it pop a little bit in between the mortars. So I don't want the wall looking pristine. It's been up there a few years. But that should be all the bits I need to finish the wall. And I'll get back to that next when that all dries off. Give it a little bit of time to dry. But you can see where the mortar's sort of popped out a little bit, can't you? So at least you can see the brickwork now. Okay, here we are. I think it's I think the paint's dry, the glues are dried. You can see the brickwork sort of picked out a little bit now. If you can see that properly. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry brush a little bit of green at the bottom and give it a little bit of mushy type thing. I want a tiny little bit of paint on it. You can see that. The paint I'm using is it's a green. It's a deep green. It's got just a little bit of paint on the bottom and just rub it in. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just give it that tinge of green at the bottom. And just go all over it. It's that hint of green. Not a lot. And a little bit thick in one spot and just keep rubbing over it. So look, don't look when it's all joined up and on the wall. Of course, that's only one of the end bits. That's only a little bit just to show you what I'm doing. Just a little bit of dry brushing. Don't want too much onto it. Just a hint of green. It's going to have a bit of foliage in front of it eventually anyway. Just give it that bit of look where they haven't cleaned the walls down. It's been there a few years. Sort of, when it all gets joined up, it's not going to look too bad. And just keep going with that. I won't show you the big bits because it's going to take a bit of time. These are the 4 sections, these are long bits. There's quite a long bit of wall I'm doing there. Rather than go out and buy, I could have gone out and bought ready-made stuff, but I prefer making it myself. Well, it's not up to the standards of that big businesses can make and that. But as long as it looks all right from a distance. Anyway, I'll get cracking on with that and I'll come back to you when it's all done. Okay. Right, I'm going to get the first bit glued up there. What I'm going to use for this, so I've got all my other bits all ready to go up there. What I'm going to use for this, I'm going to use copy decks. Takes a bit of time to set, but it's quite a gentle glue, so it's not going to be too bad. Put a bit on, paint it all over. Like the smell of copy decks. They're a fishy smell. Of course, with copy decks, you need something to hold it up against the wall. When you're doing cork and track and that, you just put things on top to hold it down, keep it firm. I'm going to have to put things against the wall. So I'll get this done, get this first section up just to show you what it's like. They say give 15 minutes for it to dry off, but I tend to be a bit impatient and tend to stick it on straight away. So get it all over. I say if I need to get it off, it will probably come off doing a bit of damage, but at least it will come off. Whereas you use some of these other glues, they're permanent sort of thing. Well, I'm gonna offer that up. I'll show you that in a minute. Give that a bit of time to dry off a little bit. Do what it says on the tin, eh? So sorry about the vlog going on. It's going on a bit too long, longer than I wanted it to, but that's the nature of this wall. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute when I'll get that up and see what it's like when it's up then. Right, I've just stuck the wall up. I'll show you what that's like later. Wait for the old copper dicks to dry. But what I'm going to do now, I've got these cappings. As I said, they're Metcalf bits, sort of cut in half, go on top of the buildings, Metcalf buildings for the roof. Rather than use paint, on these where you cut it, you've got the white bit, you've got the cap in there, but it's showing white there. So rather than use paint, I'm using Kiddie's crowns, Crayola. Oh, I remember them when I was a nipper. And what I'm doing, I'm just going over, I've got a brown one here, just taking the white off. You can see there, I've got the white. And then you just go over it with a crown rather than using paints. If you use paints, then you can get it all over everything and then it'll look a mess. And just keep going over with it with a crown, Kiddie's crown. Eventually you get rid of the white and just keep going over it. It does the job, and it costs a few pence for the crowns, as you buy paints and costs a fair bit of money, don't they? Anyway, I won't show that one. I'll show the ones I've already done. That's one of the cappings, and there you can see it's not too bad that way. But you turn it round and you got the white bit showing. Well, got to get rid of that, and that's what the crown does. Gets it all looking dark again. Then when you put it on top, it won't show. What I'm going to do is got a bit of spare here. The capping goes on top. A bit of Yoo-hoo glue on top of the brickwork, and that's the capping on top. And as you can see, there's no white showing on top of the capping, and that's what the crown does. Quick, easy job, and cheap. Not using paint. Anyway, I'll get that done, and then I'll come back and show you how it's gone. Okay, see you later. Right, finished all the cappings now. Stuck the wall up, added all the bits back together again. Done the bits of foliage, or all the bits of foliage I'm going to do. So you can, hasn't gone up too bad. That's up better than what it was with that horrible paper wall I had there. That's all the way along. It's quite a long wall, and that's the wall I've done before, toilet wall, the utility room. It is busting through a wheel. Look, so done all the cappings on top. Added a bit of foliage to decorate it, make it look a bit better. And I think that's it for now. It's taken quite a while to do because it's quite a long wall. So that's too bad. So that all that wet down here is I've IPA'd it, sort of seal it all up, and that make it look a bit darker when it dries off. That's it. Got a bit of touching up to do. Little bits of white showing, but the capping sort of like hides a lot of nastiness. That's about it. I'm going to do a little ride on after this, and Hope you enjoy it. I shall speak to you afterwards. Okay. Everybody, hope you enjoyed that. Thought I'd try something a little bit different this time. Put the camera on the back of the train so you can see where it's been rather than where it's going. Something different. And I only got a small sort of layout. It's 10 foot cabin sort of thing. So I'll give it a couple of circuits of the layout. But the wall took a bit of time. I hope you liked it. I mean, I'm no expert modeler, but don't think it looks too bad. What took time was the glue and the paint waiting to dry, but it's up now. Dan's up better than that paper wall I had. But if you like scratch building, try visiting Great Chesterford Junction Model Railways, Gormo. He does everything scratch building, and I picked up quite a bit from him. I learned how to do my trees from him and that, and he tells you everything you want to know how to build it. Goes through all the detail. Yeah, I'm no expert modeler. There's loads of modelers better than me. Been doing it for years, but they're really good, really talented. Met a lot of people through here for doing this model railway. I mean, I've got me, don't know if you can see him up there. Got all my cards and that. Let's go up a bit more. So zoom in. Yeah, I've got a few up there. It's a little bit wishy-washy. So met some nice people, and obviously pretty good. But if you're into scratch building, there's a lot more expert modelers than me around. But if you like what I've done, you like ride-ons, and so I'm picking up bits and pieces all the time. like, share and subscribe if you want to. Help me out. And I'll catch you next time. And have a fantastic 2024 and all stay safe. Okay, see you later.